One day, Chibiko got out of bed, stretched, went to take a shower, and then stopped. He had stepped on something, and it was both sharp and slimy at the same time. He froze in his tracks and imagined what it could be. Had he just done something horrible? Like squishing a baby hedgehog? Or a little mouse with very long teeth? Or a snail that was also a samurai? Chibiko was scared. He wanted time to just stand still forever. But eventually he had to look. He moved forward a step, looked down at the floor, and saw an egg. Its shell had been crushed and was mixed into the runny yolk and clear goop. Chibiko cleaned it up and then thought about how this had happened while he took an extra long shower to get it all off. He was almost done scrubbing the egg goop off of himself when he remembered that there had been a chicken in his house a couple of weeks ago. It had laid eggs everywhere. Maybe he had missed some. As soon as Chibiko was out and dried off, he picked up his phone and called Danny to see if his friend knew of the chicken's current whereabouts. "Leave it to me!" Danny beamed and then hung up the call. He seems enthusiastic, Chibiko thought to himself. He was about to prepare breakfast when the doorbell rang. It was Danny. "I know how many eggs there are," he said. "How?" Chibiko asked. "It wasn't easy," Danny said. "But I was able to catch and interrogate the chicken. I got it to admit that there are still 20 eggs in and around your house." 20, Chibiko said. This number made him a little nervous. He had gotten quite good at counting to 10, but 20 was a whole new challenge. Danny didn't seem nearly so bothered. "The hunt is on!" his friend exclaimed, and then entered the house. Chibiko felt very much like Danny's helper as they explored his house and uncovered the eggs together. There was one behind his sofa, one on his barbecue, 2 on his bookshelf, which made Chibiko feel like he should maybe read his books a bit more often. Another one was under his bed, one was sticky taped to the top of his shower, one was in a shoe, there were 5 in the washing machine, 2 inside of Chesty, and 3 buried in his yard. Oh, and another very cold one in the back of his freezer. "Is this all of them?" Chibiko asked. "We'll have to count them to find out," Danny replied. Chibiko could feel sweat forming on his forehead. He wasn't sure that he could count much higher than 10, and he was going to have to do it in front of his friend. "Okay," he said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He wiped his brow. This was getting tough. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18? Is that it? Did I miss some? Chibiko was worried that he had counted incorrectly. But Danny was nodding in agreement. "You're right," his friend said. "We're missing 2 eggs." Suddenly, Chibiko remembered something. "Actually, I accidentally broke one this morning." "That leaves only 1, Danny said. "I wonder where it is. Is there anywhere else we can look?" "We haven't checked out front yet," Chibiko suggested. They went outside and looked around for several minutes. They weren't having any luck, and it was getting late. Eventually, Chibiko felt tired and decided to look up at the stars that were appearing in the sky. One star, in particular, looked bigger than the others. Wait, that wasn't a star. That was an egg! It's on the roof! Chibiko exclaimed. Danny looked up. You're right, he said, and pulled out his phone. I'll ask the feet upstairs to get it for us. Chibiko stood silent. Did Danny know the feet upstairs? This was very new news. He was still thinking, lost in his own world, when one of the feet came out and picked up the egg to throw it down. Splat! The egg hit Chibiko right in the middle of his face. Well, I guess that's all 20 eggs, Danny said, trying not to laugh. I wish we were looking for pancakes instead, Chibiko said. At least when they fall on me, I can enjoy eating them. And then he went inside to clean himself up again, while Danny went to the kitchen to cook dinner for them both. Chibiko had said that anything was okay, just so long as it wasn't eggs.